Welcome everybody to the Township Board meeting for 13th of August, 2026. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Now, just to be respectful of our guests, Will Miller and Augustino, if you weren't here at the March meeting, I think this is late. Packet, and I spoke to the board about it, and there were lingering questions. There's been some back and forth, and Will's been kind enough to invite to come and talk to us along with Pete Augustino about a property that came into the township's possession some time ago, and there's a long story about it, and we look forward to myself and the board learning more. You want to take it away?
Yep, I'll take it away.
Thank you.
This issue came up late last year, and as we were looking at some items with the fire station in New Carlisle, which is operated by Olive Township, is the provider unit for the fire territory that consists of Hudson and Olive and the town of New Carlisle. And so it came to our attention that the tax bill was not showing up with Olive as the owner, which everybody assumed they were. So we did some digging, and we came across a deed from 1982, I'll give you copies here to the board, that somehow had Olive transferring the ownership to Hudson Township. And then there was, I think, some back and forth and a series of discussions and agreements over time with respect to providing Olive, or providing Hudson Township ambulance and fire protection services through the town of New Carlisle and Olive Township. And so this agreement, the date here, in 2011, an agreement was started. I think you circulated these, Austin, but I brought copies.
Perfect. I don't have a copy at the moment, but I appreciate it. And this is a copy of what I
Yeah, this is
provided,
the ambulance and fire protection agreement.
which involved the transfer of property.
Yes, so under this agreement, Hudson Township agreed to, in exchange for the EMS and fire protection, that Hudson Township agreed to transfer the property back to Olive Township under this agreement in 2011. So, but that was never done. So what we're here to ask for on behalf of Olive Township is to complete that transaction, so to speak. And the way to do that, and the way that that was contemplated in the agreement, was that the township would adopt a resolution, and I've got copies for that here too. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So the way you do it under Indiana state law on a transfer between two townships or two government entities is you have what are called reciprocal resolutions. So there's a resolution on the part of Hudson Township that's approving the transfer of the property to Olive Township. And then Olive Township would have to adopt a resolution which basically says the same thing, accepting the transfer of the property. There's no consideration for it. It's basically completing a transaction that should have been completed back in 2011. And I also have a form of deed. If the resolution is approved, of course I'll answer any questions before you have that, but if the resolution is approved, it would authorizes the trustee of Hudson Township to sign a deed. It's a quit claim deed, which basically does the transfer back to Olive Township.
And I can do that without Olive having signed the resolution yet?
You're gonna tender that, but that's a good question. But I'm sure that Olive will approve it.
I'm sure too, but I just don't know the order of operation.
But you would want to wait till their resolution's completed and then deliver the deed, okay? and it needs to be notarized, so I've got a couple copies of that. So,
Can Will notarize?
I can notarize, I am a notary,
I know,
I do too.
township
yeah,
trustees.
and
may
we have a notary here too, so,
No problem.
so, basically, at this point, really, if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer what I can.
So I would want my board to approve it.
You're gonna want your board to approve the resolution.
Yep.
Sign that authorizes you to deliver the deed. And you can wait to deliver the deed until Olive Township, they've got a meeting coming up. Next month?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you approve this and sign your resolution tonight, they'll take action on their resolution, and when they deliver you the accepting resolution, you can get the deed.
Any questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So this was signed back in 2011?
Yes.
The agreement, right?
Yes.
How do we know that everything was done per the agreement? Because I don't know any of these people, and do we have anything at the end of 2011 or 2012 that said, yes, you did provide the services as the agreement states? Something to say that, yes, this did happen?
Well,
I don't know.
I could give you a bunch of BS, but I'm not going to. I don't know.
Okay.
Here's what I know is, I go by where we at today.
Yeah.
There's a fire station in downtown, New Carlisle. You guys have not directly paid for any of the expenses operating that. That's been handled through Olive Township primarily. And I don't know that frankly anyone knew that you guys still own that station.
Right.
That's a little brought it to us.
My view of it is we're fixing a part of it that we know that should have been fixed. I can't answer the rest of your questions.
Mhm.
I think the fire protection territory has worked very well.
Yeah.
And that's a benefit to everyone that is part of that territory. So that's what I can say there.
Did you want some background as to why we did this?
Yeah, I'd love
Okay.
it.
LaPorte County was not collecting real estate taxes for a number of years due to litigation. So, the former trustee, Dick Gray, had to take out a loan in order to pay our share, the township share, of all the maintenance, the insurance, everything, because it was done in a percentage basis. Hudson having a smaller percentage, because we were smaller, Olive, and the town. There were 3 entities. And so, when I took over, we were able to pay off that loan that was outstanding for the previous year. But our share in this was over $90,000. And at that time, we were not collecting even one dime in fire, for the fire department. And so I went to the board for Olive and the town, and I said, look, can we go on contract? We will do a contractual services for EMS and fire. We will pay whatever we can collect on our fire fund. That will go directly to you, because that is rightfully what the contract is. But we were not getting any money, so we couldn't establish an actual fee. What I never knew, and my board never knew either, is that we had a third ownership of the property. So there were papers signed that relinquished our third ownership of all the trucks, and they agreed not to take our name off of anything, but at least we were not liable for the day-to-day maintenance, equipment, buying a new truck, any of those things. We were not a third of that. So that worked fine, and there were a couple of years where we got our windfall money back as the taxes were collected, where we paid for that. And then we worked toward getting a territory where it would be a different taxing body altogether. And at that point, I no longer became trustee because I was voted out of office for that reason.
What years?
Okay, I was here from 2011 through 2017, 8 years.
I think in the agreement it does say the address, doesn't it? Reference the exact property? Or
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's an Arch and Michigan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does anybody
Because
know
I think-
why in 1982 They
Because they built
signed
it-
it over
because they
to
built this-
Olive, why?
No, well, I.
No, to
I don't-
Hudson.
That
Or
part,
to Hudson, yeah.
That's when the station was built.
the station was built, and I
Yeah.
believe there was I believe there was probably a mix-up at that
I
time.
think there was a mix-up, if you look at all the other records.
Yes,
I
exactly.
think there was a mix-up, but that's what's on the record.
Right, and,
Okay.
and this is just gonna correct that so that we can move forward and say, hey, we're part of the territory, everything is working fine, and we
Yeah,
just
and-
wanna clear up these loose ends that honestly should have been done under my rule, but I did not know.
Well, let me give you a hypothetical situation, with the township realignment. Let's just say things change. We're no longer a part of the fire territory, hypothetical. Then where are we? Does nuclear law still cover us?
Well,
That's a separate issue.
That's a
Correct me if I'm
totally
wrong,
separate
but we
issue.
can enter into a separate year-to-year agreement like what
Yes.
we used to have. But what would happen is, anything that we purchased while Hudson was a part of the territory would be broken, you would get a third of that value. That they would appraise that, truck or whatever, and,
it's actually allocated based on proportions of the, like assessed value into the territory, so.
so it may not be truly a one-third.
Yeah, it would not necessarily be, it's based on what assessed value came into the territory and how does that relate in proportion to all the assessed value in the territory. And then, because that's how the taxes are coming in based, so it's in proportion to the taxes being paid to fund the territory. Arrangements would be made, and usually what happens is, one unit will take the equipment and then pay out some amount, okay, for that. So you can divide the equipment, and you can sell stuff, or you can pay in money, to pay out what's owed in proportion to the taxes that were paid.
Well, I have so it was mentioned, that you became aware of this, late last year, 2025. When you were looking into it, I mean, I had to go through quite a few records to find what I had provided. I don't know if you guys have the same email from your predecessor or anything like that. Did you find any kind of correspondence trying to make that happen earlier, or do you think the contract was signed and fast forward we're here?
Yeah, we couldn't find anything on ours, I mean, we went through our records, and, could've been that, we just didn't receive a copy of it, and back then, I think a lot of things were done on handshake and, okay, it's good to go, we own this, but it just wasn't followed through.
Yeah.
So,
And
I mean, we have the agreement.
Yeah, we just signed it.
You guys signed, but we couldn't find it.
And I just used the third because there's
Yeah,
three
no,
entities, it was
yeah,
a very
yeah.
small
But,
portion.
and I know when we started looking at it, we thought it was a mistake, because it did not make
So
any
did I.
sense.
Why it ended up in Hudson's hands?
Right.
And there was upgrades have been done through Olive and the fire department.
Right, so the upgrades, the renovation that we did
Yes.
was through, Olive and Carlisle.
We
And
didn't pay for any of this.
Olive received money from St. Joe County through the TIF for over
part of it.
half,
Yeah,
over half of those renovations were from TIF, funds.
yeah.
Yeah, this agreement was done way before any of those
Right.
renovations.
And 1982 was a flood year here in Hudson Lake.
Oh, thank
And I
you.
don't know if that had anything to do with who wanted to pay for the drain, which I think ultimately was paid for mostly by Indiana governments or beyond that, I think maybe the federal government. But 1982, as I remember, was a flood year and everybody was in crisis. And I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but
It's interesting trivia.
And that's when the fire
Sure,
station went up, was 82?
Well, yeah.
Well, it's when we got it.
Right, so that's
The
why
new
you
fire
would have, and Hudson was a part of that three-entity,
Yeah,
that built the fire station.
Well, I mean, we have the documents here. We've heard from the prior trustee that this is all, obviously legit.
Table is the next meeting as far as I'm concerned. Make a decision.
I would make a
Right.
decision today.
Well, okay, so you're motioning to table it?
Yeah,
Why?
that's my mind.
Why?
Because I just found out about it and I'd like to look into it a little bit more.
Same with me.
Nothing should change.
I mean, I'm not-
To decide.
We don't even think
I mean, now that property's a lot.
Hey, we waited this long.
What's one of
No,
them?
no,
I mean, what's
it's
one
the
more
first time you're saying it, yeah.
Take it.
Look, I've been researching it for a while to try to make sense out of it. I spent hours in the auditor's office, the county recorder's office, to figure out what the heck happened here. I really think a mistake had been made. They intended to clean it up with this agreement in 2011, and it just never got done. But certainly,
But Austin, I know I guess sent you stuff months ago.
Well, I think it was March I brought it to this,
Yeah, all of this
this
stuff.
board,
Yeah.
and that was what I had. I think, is this the exact same resolution that was provided earlier this year?
I drafted these back in January, and then we was
Probably.
kinda deciding, okay, we need to approach Hudson and say, explain this to Hudson, and then, I know you had some discussions with Will, and then we decided, come to your meeting, explain it,
I'm glad you did.
and then, if anyone, I think you got another question over there.
So I recall Dave bringing this up at a township board meeting months ago, that this is already in discussion. So if you don't know about it, Rick, you're not reading your minutes or something, because I've been aware of it since they started talking about it. And
It's a little different,
just to get it done and
it's
over
a,
with.
it's a little different when someone comes and explains it, and then you hear from the former trustee, and you understand things a little more than just reading the documents. This is much helpful, okay?
Very.
And
I
that is,
haven't
that is.
seen any of this. I haven't seen any of this documentation.
But you've known about it from the fire
that's okay.
territory.
We're not
meetings,
making any
correct?
decision tonight.
No,
Mike,
that's,
sir.
that's
motion
fine,
to-
and,
And Roger will be here.
yeah, you should look it over, if you got any other questions, pass them through to your trustee.
I'll make sure these get in Roger's hands.
Yeah,
prior to the next
yeah,
meeting.
no, I appreciate the ability to come here and explain, and if you got any other questions, or,
Any from the public? Any more from the board?
No, thanks for coming.
I got an
I
important
appreciate
meeting
you
with my
coming.
hairdresser, so.
I have a question. Is he covering any of the other legal things that we talked about last time?
Sorry?
Attorney.
He's, Peter Augustino is, Olive Township.
Oh, he's for Olive?
Yeah, we,
Oh, okay, sorry.
You can give him a call if you want to hire
I didn't bring my card.
Okay. Well, I don't know why I'm standing up. So that's it, good. We would do,
You got the
I don't have the agenda on me, but it's always fire territory update, I think we start with. Is there anything to report from the fire territory?
Really nothing big with the fire territory, it's contract union negotiations, we had a big meeting Monday night, and we're going kind of,
Back and forth.
yeah, we're going back and forth, so we're just in union contract negotiations. We'll be meeting again next week, hopefully get that settled and have an update next, Hudson Township meeting.
Okay. I sent over the financial statement, which is just the BBO treasury statement, and the minutes from last meeting. Did you have an opportunity to review that, Dave?
Yes.
Did.
Okay. Any issues with the substance or anything that should have been included or left out?
Oh no, it was thorough.
Okay. Perhaps motion to accept them?
Motion to accept?
Which one? Which one?
Which one?
Yeah, I'm asking, which one do you want a motion to accept? If you're motioning to accept minutes, financial
Oh,
statement?
yeah, minutes.
Minutes, okay. Motion,
Second.
seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
It's not here. Anything with the bank statement?
Good.
Financial report is pretty simple.
Okay. Motion?
Motion to accept.
Motion to accept, seconded, all in favor? Roger's not here. All right, I will get those uploaded as soon as possible, for the public to be able to see those. We move on to old business, I think is on there. Do you have a list of it? Beach update. So, yeah, we had that exciting meeting last time. I did speak to council. I haven't seen any proposed MOU. You might recall that was kind of the solution at the end there. Charity had mentioned that one option is to leave it as is. Second option might be an MOU so that the township could operate it. I think that was pretty much reiterated by Commissioner Hallfield, I believe it is, and his title. And I have not seen that MOU. I understand they did speak to Brad Adamski, who is the our counsel. Brad Adamski's statement to me was, with the risk of consolidation and also it not being like clearly under our jurisdiction, why would you take on the responsibility of operating a boat launch? Under council, I would think that, I mean, we haven't seen an MOU, there's no rush to decline one. We haven't received one, but that's my understanding. Is there anything from the board on that? I mean, I think I relayed that.
I was curious on the sign. Was that sign put up there back when the barricades were moved and it just was never taken down, or was it there before?
It was there prior.
So it had been.
It had been there.
It did not come about by any decision of this board.
No,
It was there.
it was there.
Okay, so
The
my.
one that you
my
mean on the
thought,
speed limit
because-
sign and all that, is that what you're talking about, Rick?
I think he's
Yeah,
talking,
the sign that says no launch.
Yeah, no boat launch.
And, the reason of no launch really is, one is, there's no place to park boats and trailers. So I'm in favor of keeping it the way it is. It's a smaller launch, you have a bigger beach. But I propose that the sign be changed to boat launch for local residents only. What that does is it tells the local residents can launch there, but they take their boat and trailer back home. Because that's what I heard was people that are right there within blocks of the launch, they can't take their boat down and launch. Well, we just don't want someone coming from outside of the area, launching and setting their boat or their trailer and truck in the parking area for the beach. So it's just, an option. As of right now, we're not making any decision on making any changes, but that's the way it's gonna stay.
Well, if you look up the state law of the state of Indiana says you cannot have a designated swimming area within 500 feet of a boat launch.
yeah,
Well, we don't own that property, so that's a
if
good.
If you own the
gotta bring
swimming
county.
area,
yeah, that's a
so
county.
it's either gonna have to be a swimming area or it has to be a boat launch. One of the two.
Well, that's not a decision the township board can
Briefly?
make.
Someone had said something online on one of the Hudson Light groups
Yeah.
about that sign. Kevin Wheatbrook responded to them,
Yeah.
leave the sign alone, that he was gonna send someone out to take
Yeah.
it down.
Yeah,
Did it come down?
I don't know.
No,
yeah,
it's not done.
still up? Well,
It's the county.
I think it's an
Not
interesting
township
idea,
board.
but just like keeping up the sign that says limited residents, we can't enforce that. We don't have an arm to do enforcement like that. So it's more for consideration, I guess. But as far as the MOU or making any further changes or closing it or reopening it, I think it's best just to possibly leave things.
There's no decision to be made from the board.
Sign now because it says no boat launch.
Exactly.
So you think they're gonna read it where it says,
Residents
Residents
only.
only.
residents
Yeah.
Well,
only?
of course, and then you
What do
have
you
to
mean there's no
enforce
boat
it.
launch?
There's a sign that
Sign
says no
says
boat launch.
no launch.
It had been there,
No,
and people still launch.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Okay.
And they still are.
Yeah, in the same way, if you put up a sign that said only for, that would
In
still.
the same way, the sign says no glass bottles, and yet there's glass bottles broken all the time.
So,
the sign also says no boat trailer parking, if I recall, because I put that sign up.
Yes, it does.
Thank you.
But they park in front of my house
And that
instead.
sign was up way before I
well,
was
you can
trustee.
tow when they park there.
That sign was up way before I was trustee, that big one, and kids vandalized it, so
But,
it was a new one.
I appreciate, is there anything else on the beach?
Are we gonna keep that a private beach, or is it considered a public beach?
It is
or-
considered a public
Does
beach. It's
anybody
public
know what it
property.
is?
It's public property.
It's a public beach, half owned by the township and half owned by the county.
Then we need to take that sign down that says private beach only.
I mean, I'm not personally right now rushing to do so, but yes, I think it will have to be removed and probably updated, and we'll wanna probably put it on the new structure that is coming, which might lead us into our next
And I-
discussion.
and
So it's a public lake.
It's a public
Well, it's a public lake since the
It's a
public
public-
DNR's
yeah.
launch went in.
Since they put the DNR launch in a public lake.
It doesn't
But
matter,
on
it's still a
the
public
DNR
place.
map that I've sent
I know.
in, it does show that ramp being by the beach, it does show the beach and that ramp being private for Hudson Lake residents only. And that book I had for over 25 years now,
Yeah.
and my buddy's dad has had one for over 60 years.
Nobody's
And
changed.
that is designated as a boat ramp and a beach, private for Hudson Lake residents only.
Well, I think that that's great. I think it is. I wish that was the case. The problem comes down to, we don't have a badge and a gun. We don't have an enforcement mechanism,
Correct.
which leads into some other things about enforcement that we can get into. I did have follow up on that conversation. I told you I would. So I can speak to that, but just to wrap up the topic of the beach, I think I spoke about the MOU, spoke about not rushing to make
What
other
is
changes.
MOU again?
Memorandum of Understanding is the acronym. We had, last meeting, we approved, Alvy, A-team construction with the pavilion. Have you heard from Alvy by chance? I think the last thing.
But you had to go out for
You had asked
bid.
for
I thought we were
vacation.
asking
It's
for
supposed to
another
go
bid.
up the end of the, before the end
I
of
thought we
the.
were putting a hold on that.
You
Wait a
were
minute.
asking for another
Correct.
bid.
You
Sorry.
were gonna go out for bid.
You were-
I thought we were putting a hold on that.
No, it was
It
approved
did
and Alvy.
approve.
you
Well, that's
got
the
the
thing, though,
notice.
you guys spoke last month, you approved it between the three of you, and nobody even knew you approved it.
Roger.
That's how I had, that's how I had.
Roger and I approved it, he gave it a nay. and
Well, yeah,
it
but
passed.
you didn't speak to everybody here, you just approved it between the three of you or the two of you. Nobody even knew it was happening until the meeting was already over.
To be
Is that
fair,
correct? I'm sure
it
everybody.
is a representative government. We did have meetings discussing it for months. We did
And
have conversations, so we didn't blindside anybody that it wasn't happening.
I
And
didn't
if
say
you
you
can
blindsided
watch the
anybody.
video like I did,
I did.
preparing my minutes for this meeting, that yes, indeed, the motion was made, discussion ensued, it was seconded, and then it was nayd. And I and Dave both spoke in favor of getting more bids, but as far as my understanding is that because it passed through the board, I'm obligated to pay out and move forward with the project. So that is my understanding of how that works. Is that incorrect?
You have the ultimate say, the board can approve anything they want, but if you don't wanna do it, you can say no.
I was told separately, differently from
No, I
council.
don't believe that either.
Well,
I think, even though we've been talking about this for months, I've been opposing it for the last few months, we've been
I
talking
watched,
about
I
it.
watched the video.
Last month, you
because
guys
I
talked
was not
about it
here,
and just
it
approved it
said
amongst yourselves
it was
before telling
tabled
everybody else
to
to
get
do
another
it.
price, they wanted another price and it was
So,
tabled. I
And
watched
Dave
it.
named
Here,
it,
you'll
so
find this interesting, this is going around.
it is going around. We're finding it interesting.
very good, okay. Did anybody else wanna sign this?
What is it?
Yep.
What is it?
This
It's
is
to oppose the,
petition to
pavilion
oppose
on the
building
beach
pavilion
until
at the
everybody's
Olive
okay with it.
Hudson Beach.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm excited.
Yep.
Pass it out.
All
So.
you're asking for is more vandalism down there, that's all you're asking for.
Okay, so, Alvy has not started construction, is my understanding of that.
What is the price on it? I never heard
So
a price.
can you pull up the email?
6,100, I think.
6,150.
Oh,
The
yeah.
price of the project, it's our money going into it.
12 by
If you get
24.
public, Why put it up?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, just like the pavilion at the park, I mean, anybody can go use the
Right, but the
pavilion.
issues are at the beach where everyone lives. These people deal with it daily. I mean, I'm on the other side of the lake, but he's closest one to it. And go out there at midnight, like he said, it's awful.
What's awful?
People
Down
out
at the
there.
beach where they hang
It's
out,
all
and get
South
drunk and do meth and everything else, yeah.
They're
Well, that's
finding
clearly
needles on the
illegal.
beach.
Yeah, if you're not
I mean,
aware.
families are going there with their children, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Police
Police,
call all
they
the
come,
time.
the police come, they leave. They're like.
LaPorte County is the biggest county, there's only 4 police officers that run the whole LaPorte County, they never show up.
I think a pavilion would be nice, but
Yeah.
not at this time. They need to clean up the bad problems going on there first, because if you put that up, it's only gonna make it worse.
Well, I don't know rules on petitions, whoever's doing that, it's great, you're, voicing that. But it has not started, so, that's the case there.
Yeah, but you're saying you're obligated to proceed.
I understand that's, the case, that's, yeah. I mean, the board was, elected to
Well,
do that.
what can we do
They're an
to stop
advisory
it?
board.
You're an advisor.
If it was
We're
private,
signing a
it's-
petition.
I
don't
have
know
to say
about
something here
petitions.
because this all, when the fire territory stuff first started going through,
Yeah.
all 3 board members said yes, the trustee said no, and we didn't go forward with it.
Okay.
You have the ultimate say. That's my understanding of the rules and regulations of
Yeah,
the
where's
state.
Roger at, by the way, tonight?
I think he's on a trip.
Oh, I see, well, what I'm saying, getting to is, you actually can't do anything without all your members?
You have, okay, I don't know.
Majority.
Yeah, we have to have a majority, it's called quorum, it's very interesting how that operates. I think at the moment, we're just updating on the progress, which there hasn't been any, which maybe is exciting to some people here. But moving on the agenda, perhaps, what is next on there? It's beach and then.
Well, that's it on old business. New business is.
Do we have any other old business?
That's not,
What?
You got old business?
that didn't cover everything from the last meeting.
Well, I mean, what would you like this, I mean, I would think, first of all, we're holding the meeting here.
Situation on Lake Shore Drive that was discussed.
Well, we have no jurisdiction over the piers at Lake Shore Drive. We're interested in township property and the requirements of the township, which really for us was the discussion about the MOU and us being advised not to pursue operating a boat launch because a township has no business doing that. So I think really that covers the issue there of it was asked to be closed, it was opened back up, and then we had a meeting and it was discussed that we could close it if we signed an MOU, and we were told by council, don't sign an MOU, you have no business doing that. So that was that I think covers really the meat and substance of that meeting was.
So who covers those piers then? Is it the DNR?
Yeah.
As answered by Hollifield in that meeting, yes, the DNR is
Yet the
responsible.
DNR says they're not in charge.
Exactly, they played that
But that's
game,
it.
county and DNR toss it back and forth.
Yes.
The lake belongs-
DNR had me pay for a 2-year permit,
Uh-huh.
and then wouldn't even back me up on it, they stole my money.
Well,
That's not his fault, yeah,
I think that's horrible. And I think it's horrible that they don't do anything about it. My hands as far as going out there and pulling out a pier, I apologize. But public comment, hey, there's a public comment sheet going around, please do sign it.
If
Very
there is
interested in
a
your
plat
application.
map from 1929 proving that the owners gave, how do I wanna say it, Joe? They gave,
If I
they
may,
gave permission,
yeah.
I can't think of a word I wanna use, for them to put the roadway in there. Get easement, thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
So let me ask
so,
you one question though. If Rick,
Can we make it brief?
if Rick asked for it and Roger approved it and Dave said nay,
Yeah.
what was your decision on that?
well, I don't have to vote unless there's a tie.
Well, how would there ever be a tie?
But you do have to
There's
vote.
not.
Well,
You
there
never
would have
have
been
to
a
vote.
tie
That
if,
doesn't
for
make
instance,
sense.
well, it's when you don't have quorum, there's a tiebreaker. So if there's a motion today.
So
to-
what's your decision? Are you for it or are you against it?
I wanted more bids, as I said with Dave.
Then you should
Then it
get
has to
more.
be,
You are
so it's a tie,
entitled to
right?
more
If there were only, like tonight, if there was a motion and I said yay and he said nay,
I
he
can
would
say-
be the tiebreaker.
Okay,
But there were 2 of 3, so it passed.
But
But
Dave
that's
said
not
nay,
right.
and Austin said he wanted more bids, so that's 2 against 2.
No, I'm not a voting member unless there is a tie. But it's very interesting, but we move forward if we can. Other than old business, there was a lot discussed at that prior meeting. That was, I think, the biggest thing which brought in the crowd was what's gonna happen with the launch and the beach. So I think we covered that. Is there anything else that we discussed, that was of import?
I think it's new business.
For what? Up here?
You should ask her after the meeting. If you don't mind. Okay, any other old business?
I want to propose putting up beach hours.
Is this new business? Okay, moving into new business. Putting up beach hours.
Yeah, I would like to propose that we,
You have old business, okay, interesting. If you can make it,
On the beach,
yes,
the concrete
barriers,
barriers
yes,
were donated by Dave
correct.
for a certain purpose.
some of them.
That purpose isn't being followed through. I think he should get his concrete piers back.
It's your property, if you wanna take it back, absolutely you can.
I'll wait.
Okay. I mean, unless we sign an MOU, which I've been advised, we have no business doing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so interesting, yes, absolutely, it's your property. Old business gone once, gone twice. You want to talk about hours?
Hours on the beach, open daily sunrise to 1 hour after sunset to take care of problems with late night people at the beach. Because once a sign goes up, we can then enforce it. Until there is a sign, we cannot do any enforcement.
Enforcing meaning that it's considered trespassing?
That's my understanding. I spoke to a couple law enforcement officers and they had mentioned particularly New Carlisle, said that they could not enforce the port or a local ordinance outside of New Carlisle's ordinances. They are able to enforce any state law and any local ordinances in their home, which is New Carlisle. So I don't know if they would be able to enforce that, but maybe a LaPorte law enforcement might be able to. So what is the proposal, to put up the sign?
I make the motion to put up a sign saying that the beach hours are open daily, sunrise to 1 hour after sunset.
Why are you giving it 1 hour after sunset?
Because if people wanna go out there and see the sunset, that's fine, and I don't wanna control a certain time, because, 1 hour after sunset's fine, I'm just trying to take care of the midnight, 1 o'clock problems that we have.
They're gonna be.
So if you're ice fishing and you park there and you walk out, you gotta be back before it's dark. I mean, in the wintertime, it's 4:30.
Well,
1 hour after sunset.
Okay, so 5:30. You can say you're gonna be dragging your stuff out and coming back in at 5:30. No one's sleeping.
so you want no regulation of times you can be
Oh,
out
I
there?
do.
Be a time,
By all means.
like 9 PM. Just keep it at a set time. Like if you say sunset.
From 9 to 9?
In the wintertime, how many people ice fishing? Or use the lake? I mean, in the wintertime, if you're ice fishing, you can't come in. You gotta be reasonable all the time. Like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the wintertime, people are done ice fishing by then. It's dark.
It's interesting, the motion is on the floor
Well-
to put up the sign.
The problem with a set time in
No,
the
people
summer.
coming in though, if they put that time on, they wanna use it against you.
Yeah, you're on.
I made the motion, you can second
I
it.
think we'll change this to later. Let me ask you this. This doesn't include the parking lot, right?
This is the beach. It says Hudson Beach.
It would have to be in the parking area as well, because that's where they're doing all their business.
It's just a-
You know what I mean?
It's interesting.
So they're gonna be allowed to pull up to the concrete barriers and still hang out there and party? Is that what-
I mean, that,
I mean,
first
I
of
don't
all,
know,
I
that's what
believe
I'm
that
asking.
is
That's what I'm
county
asking.
property, so I don't think
So
there's
that's
any
county
curfew
property
for-
now?
I'm not,
Yeah,
I thought that was our property all the way to the
I
road.
don't believe,
No.
I don't believe so. You'd have to look at the thing, but
no.
we can move forward. We will be here a while.
Well, I'd like to
appreciate-
move forward, but I wanna get this resolved.
Absolutely.
before
I
we-
think there's been a motion, and I understand that's a nay or abstaining.
Till we find
Or is
out.
that a yay?
I mean, I don't.
I think we better just table it until we
All right.
kind of figure out a.
All right, so I abstain and a motion to table.
I mean, I'm not
That's
opposed
fine,
to it.
I don't care,
but-
I said I
The
didn't
issue
care.
of the notice for
Are we
beach
gonna
hours
find
has
out if
been
that
tabled.
parking lot area is gonna be a part of that sign?
Well, most of it's not going to be, because it's not all, two-thirds of it are not Hudson Township stuff. So most of it is not gonna be, even if we put the sign up. I understand,
Well, for those who know.
for those who know it.
Yeah.
So, that was a new agenda item. Is there anything else on the list of new agenda items we knew we were gonna be discussing?
We took care of some cleanup at the park.
We did some park
A
cleanup.
lot of trees down.
I'm sure many more are down now. So I'll have to get back into the park.
That's the only other thing I had on the list. Oh, the other thing was on there was, the lawyer, which he already spoke.
Perfect. So, other new business, like I said, I spoke to council about the MOU, but also budget, time period is coming up. I wanted to, well, two items. We've been asked to move back meetings. I wonder the board's opinion of.
We can ask to do what, I didn't, sorry.
Oh, time-wise?
Yeah, time-wise, what do we think about pushing it back an hour so that more people can attend?
It's okay by me.
We both okay with, what would that be, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central? Well, I don't need Roger's approval. You two are okay with it? Okay, so are you both okay with that?
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
from going forward, always the same day, push it back an hour. Great. All right, other timekeeping or administrative thing.
Is that starting next meeting?
Let's do that next meeting.
Okay.
So I think that's the
So you're
10th.
moving ahead, so you're gonna be 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central.
Yeah.
We're gonna move it back. That's back.
It'd be 5:30 slow time, 6:30 fast time.
Right.
Yeah.
1
So it's
hour
later in the day. Okay, also, budget things are coming up. I wanted to propose that, I have a meeting, next week again with, Brad Adamski, go through the budget numbers. I think it's gonna be good to go. I would like to have our first budget meeting, which will be publicized otherwise as required, but just to talk about it with the board here publicly. The next 2 meetings, so I propose that our next 2 regularly scheduled meetings now at the new time, that's September 10th will be the reading, and go through it in detail, and then it has to be 10 days later, it'll be a month later. On the 8th of October, you just said?
Yeah.
At the new time, for hopefully approval if there's no issue. Okay, so that out of the way. Capital improvement plan is also gonna be due next month. So might wanna have a discussion about that, maybe before we do anything else. Capital improvement plan, it was pretty sparse last time. I think I had 2 items on there, which was general park improvement for some amount of monies, and then beach improvement for some amount of monies. Just if you guys have any thoughts about what should be added on there, what we should try to plan for capital improvement wise?
Yeah, if you have a swim area, it needs to be roped off. I mean, it's gonna keep kids in a swim area like every other lake. Online stages, but private lake does not require them, but you go to Saugeen, which is private, it has a roped off swimming area for kids.
It is private though. I don't know if I mean.
Online, so public lake's supposed to have a roped off swimming area.
I don't think we can put anything in the water like that.
Why not? Saugeen does.
It's a private beach, as you just, or private, as you just said.
But go online on your phone, you have the same access I do. It says you're supposed to have it roped off the swim area. And if the safety of the kids is the main concern of that boat ramp and the beach and everything else, rope it off. People don't watch their kids.
Yeah, well,
Still swim under it.
I don't know.
I'm
It's
in favor
interesting.
of rolling it off. Somebody was gonna even donate.
I mean, you wanna put 2,000 walleye in the lake that they're not gonna survive, there's not enough weed structure to go around the lake. There's weeds, you have pipe that are 36 inches long that are gonna eat a 6 or 7 inch walleye.
We're kind of.
They're gonna wipe them out in a month. Spend money on something better, you're worried about kids' safety or walleye.
We're in the weeds here, if I may. I don't know anything about fish, but.
Probably an unrelated question, but it's never answered.
What's the question?
Who covers fire protection for us here at Hudson Lake?
Oh, that's pretty easy to answer. That is gonna be, Olive Township is the provider unit. They have the fire station. They operate it,
Is that in New Carlisle?
administrative stuff.
Yeah.
That is their, station, Olive,
Okay, so we're
not New
covered-
Carlisle.
We're covered by New Carlisle.
Yes,
Currently, that is
Not
the answer.
Porter Road.
correct.
No.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Only if there was something major, I mean major.
Well, that
They'll
would be
send more
all,
fire
yeah.
departments out,
It-
yeah,
it-
somewhere else.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
If there was something major, and it'd have to be major, then Kankakee would come, Galeen would come. Whoever could get here to,
Surrounding.
I had to go on the map to find out where Olive is, and I've been here for 60 years. But, you know, I can think
No.
it's
All
out
the
there.
things you can learn.
But where's the name?
Yeah, are you, any other new business that we need to address? No. Okay.
I got one question.
Can we take in public comment,
He's
if you
not
don't mind?
public comment yet.
If you don't mind? I know we're letting a lot of people slip, it's gonna be quick.
Okay, you tabled the, property in New Carlisle. Do we have insurance on that?
I don't think
Nobody
so.
knows?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know, I'm not positive.
So if somebody gets hurt there, we get sued.
I'm
Hudson
positive that
Township.
it is covered elsewhere, but it's
Just
interesting.
let me know.
I will look into that, absolutely. Okay, so, going once, no new business other than that, gonna move into public comment? All right, let me get this. Thank you so much, Joyce.
I don't know if everybody had an opportunity to.
Well,
sign
if you need to sign, if you'd like to speak, you can just come up after. First person, David Nastis?
Oh, I had all my questions answered now. Shit, I've hard
We
to talk
gotta
too
start
much.
holding you to
I can
the.
talk too much, man. I can keep talking though if you want me to.
Hold up, thank you for courtesy. Carol, Gall. Carol? I think it's Sarah. Gall?
I think I pretty much said everything I needed to.
All right, passing as
You don't
well.
wanna cover the other stuff.
Well, I know that's the interesting stuff. It just has nothing to do with the township. I appreciate it.
So I do get back with Mr. Hollyfield?
About the DNR, the piers?
No, about the Lake Road.
That is under county, yeah, that's a county road, it's county easement. That would be all county, absolutely.
Yeah, and like I said, you can't tell me one person in the center of the road has riparian rights and none of the rest of us do. That's BS.
Well, I think what he said was you had to go through the
course.
channels,
You gotta-
but I appreciate the pass. Rich Perry?
Yes, who's responsible for the American flag at the park?
I mean, that's our flag. Is there something wrong with
It's
that?
tattered and it needs to be retired.
No, it's the one, I just seen it tonight, it's the one,
Okay.
I'm sure you're aware that you can take the flag to the American Legion and they retire the flag properly. Yep.
Very good to know.
And usually
So,
an
what about the
organization
flag at
gave
the
us
ballpark?
flags.
is there something wrong with the flag? That is not our flag,
Well,
actually.
I'm
That's a good question, yes.
We have the
Is there
flag
something
at the
tattered as well?
park and the flag at the cemetery.
Is the one at the ballpark tattered?
Well, they put up a flag horizontally, and then they put up a flagpole, but they left one horizontally. It looks really janky.
Okay. Yeah, I can mention that to David Daisy. That's
Ours is up front by the parking area.
Right,
Which
it's
is
definitely tattered,
tattered.
and it needs to go.
so I don't know how. Hopefully, as a drawstring, I can just take it down. But I'll get on to that. And then approval to I don't know how much American flag is going for nowadays. Can I get a motion to order a flag?
American made.
American
Yeah, the American made.
I think this is kind of new.
Sorry?
I'm on Pine over by
Are you
Elkins, Texas.
are you here?
No.
Okay. Let me just sign you in, and we're gonna continue going.
Come on, Brad, hurry up, son.
I'm sorry.
So you guys, I'm gonna get that order then, so we can take care of that.
Unless anybody wants to donate American flags.
That's a three,
There was an
Michelle, 3
organization
by
that
5.
always donated
Who
to the
did?
township. There was an
And the
organization.
fire
that
department put it up.
And the fire
Sorry, Kathy
department-
Renz? I think you're next. Kathy?
Well, I guess my only comment is on this pavilion thing, and you're just not understanding what your position is. We don't operate like the town of New Carlisle does. The board can make recommendations, they can do all kinds of things, but you have the ultimate say in what happens. And if they all say, yeah, we wanna do this, you could still say, no, I want another price. So that's my comment.
Okay. Well, I
Makes no
will.
sense to have a board then.
That,
Well, I
well,
will- I will-
the state of
I will
Indiana,
check.
because that's how it is, because I looked it up and read it.
You
Thank
were on the board.
I was on the board
Thank you,
when I
Kathy.
found this out.
Oh, you have more time, actually. Do you have anything else? I'm sorry.
I'm done.
Okay, thank you. Joyce?
Okay. I have a number of questions. What did our township score on the township rating by the state?
So that is required to be provided to us by the end of the year. So we do not know yet. When I did
I
it,
thought in June that you were supposed to have some plan in place in preparation for that scoring, and I can't remember exactly.
I just
what
spoke
it
to
was.
Pete Augustino, and what he had mentioned was they're already in St. Joe talking about plans of this. You just want me to answer it and give you more time after? St. Joe is already talking about possible different consolidations depending on what scores are. I have spoken to our neighbors here on the LaPorte side, and I filled out the ITA's scorecard. I believe we got at least 3. I'm hoping not to go 4th because that's the big cutoff. We went through this in March. As far as deadlines for anything else, I'm not aware of any deadlines coming up other than the end of the year. We get our official scorecard, and then by June 30th of next year, we need a plan in place. If we have more than so many points, or we can do it willingly, I guess with probably less, maybe absorb somebody. Or if we have more than those, more points, then we are forced to consolidate, which obviously, yes, something we want to be really aware of and choose who our partners might be if it comes to that, yes.
Because you are one of the smallest townships in the state, so
Yeah.
we are. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm aware of at least 3 points. I don't think we'll get a 4th, but I'm prepared if we,
Okay, okay. I'm just
Or I will.
questioning if you had gone through that.
yes.
And as far as the signs go, you have no enforcement policy. You have no enforcement ability.
Yeah.
So, and how many people obey signs? Now look, everybody has stop signs here, there, and everywhere, and how many times do you just roll right through? It's not a slightly tap on pedal, but nobody stops. You know, they just go through. So you can put up as many signs as you would like, and there's no way that you're gonna be able to enforce those. And I do believe there is on that one sign that's there, it says something about park hours at dusk.
Yeah.
And you can't enforce that either. And we do own only one lot over at the park. The rest, heading down toward the lake, has always been county. And it was purchased by when Terry McMillan was trustee way back. there was a house there, the house was destroyed, and the township voted at the time, they allowed him to purchase that, otherwise we would have no property on the lake at all. And when I was trustee, I asked if we could do a swim area, and the DNR flat out said no because of the liability to us as well. But you can put out the no wake zone
The buoys.
buoys.
Yes.
And I know Roger, I had two that I gave to Roger, and I don't know, there used to be a lot more buoys along that side of the lake than there are now. So,
Yes. I don't know if they're being taken, but I know we have some amount, and I believe some were set out. I was
Yeah.
told by Brian, who's still the clerk, is put some of those out, so.
okay. And in the cemetery, there's a tree down, and it's been down for about 2 or 3 years, that is on the very east side, and I know that there's some gravestones that are, and I think at one time Brian said, oh, that tree was the neighbors, and he was supposed to take it, clear the brush, but it's still there.
That's the first I'm hearing about, I will go check that out.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how you miss it, I mean, it's.
Okay,
About halfway there,
gotcha.
I think that's it.
Thank you so much, Joyce. Just to comment on the properties, I think there actually is 2, if you check on Beacon, I think it is.
Yeah, I tried to pull it,
Some
but I couldn't
parcels,
get to
yeah.
it.
There's more than one.
Steve Forbes?
Did you wanna ask anything
No.
else? Okay.
Okay. All right, Brad Carrick?
There's a couple things.
Sure.
I'm by Elkins Tax Derby on Pine.
Yeah.
So there's semis going down that road constantly. Who's responsible to fix the potholes that are damaging the struts on the table every day?
Yeah.
When you're going back and forth on a dead end road. The street department from county said that they're not gonna take care of it. So they said they can't fix it, it needs to be completely redone. So where are we gonna get the funds for that? Or who do we talk to? Because I know Jim has damaged his struts going down my road.
Probably have to go.
My struts are also damaged on my car from going up and down my road because of heavy traffic with semis going down the road to and from
I don't think
Elkins.
the township can do anything about it.
Yeah, well, my understanding, well, I'm sorry, you can go.
So, like, we need, maybe at the township, get to the streets department and get them to fix these roads. We're on dead end roads, there's only one way in, one way out. The other issue, I know a lot of people probably see is young kids on golf carts. They're 7, 8 years old, and they almost get hit. They blow stop signs, they're not attended by adults. There were 3 or 4 or 5 kids on a golf cart going up and down all over around Hudson Lake. There's nothing being enforced, cops drive right by them.
There's a five-year-old on a scooter going 30 miles an hour.
They're worried about kids' safety, and to operate a golf cart, you have to be 21 years old in a golf course. You have to have a driver's license or be 21 years old. So why are they driving them on roads in Hudson Lake and getting away with it? That needs to be enforced. I know I watched, not trying to point fingers, but Roger Teska pulled out in front of my neighbor, and my neighbor just about smashed him and put it on a video cam on his car and put it on Facebook. You know, if you're driving, you need to follow the laws of the road and also be a valid driver's license. There's laws on that.
You
Yeah,
say the potholes are on Pine or Emery?
Pine and Hudson Lake Boulevard are awful, like right by her
Those
corner.
trail cameras down at the beach, even if they weren't hooked up to something, would be a deterrent to these people coming from South Bend and stuff like that.
There are cameras on the beach, right?
Hudson Lake
Cameras
Boulevard,
there.
by her house in the corner there is really bad, but Pine Lane is awful, you can't get around it.
Well, if I may, we have no enforcement.
No, I know, but you guys
I know,
would be
but
able to
I
get in
just have- I'm
contact.
obligated to say, I
Right.
understand, that's very frustrating. Police should do their jobs, I understand, but just have to say that, there's a horrible situation there, obviously, a disaster waiting to happen. As far as the roads, there was a change, I believe, last year as far as, monies, not in this budget, next budget, at least my understanding, and the CIP would be put into a road fund. And I understand that that road fund can be tapped by the county to fix roads, but the town still has no say over where to use those monies. So even if we had that fund was, monies were put inside of it, it wouldn't be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna use it to tap that resources and let's go take care of the
Okay,
problems.
so-
So it's 100% a county thing, is my
So
understanding.
being that there's a business at a dead end road with heavy traffic and so much, should they be contributing to fixing the road then?
Well, in a
Could that
sense,
be
we all
enforced?
are contributing because you all pay your taxes that pay for the road, right?
Right, but, I mean, some people
I
don't.
just have a question, just one quick one.
Go ahead.
Is it possible that, since you are the trustee, can you invite, like, LaPorte County Police or, Schofield or somebody to our next meeting so we can address some of these things with them? Is that possible?
I can ask.
Okay.
Absolutely,
I just
absolutely,
asked.
I can ask, yes.
Okay.
I will.
Cause they're probably gonna listen to you more than they're gonna listen to one of
Maybe
us.
get
'cause
DNR.
You know, you come up with some good ideas.
Our trustee.
Yeah.
I'm just
I'm
asking.
good with that, no, I'm good with
That's
that.
good.
Yeah,
I agree.
Maybe get DNR in too.
you had made a comment, I
Yeah.
wanted to say something about, what was yours? Last one?
Who's that?
Yeah,
Jim?
I'm sorry, you.
Brad?
George.
What, whoever it is?
Gentleman in the back.
Brad?
Brad
Yeah.
Rucker.
Jim.
I can't recall. All right, it must not have been that good.
Trail cam on the
Trail cam.
post out.
Yes, thank you so much.
What a good idea.
Yeah,
Steal
so
it.
just to state, I've said it in
I'll
multiple
pay for the
meetings
trail
with different
cam.
people. We do it, we, as the township, do not own cameras on the beach, nor have cameras in general. But there are cameras on the beach. I have been sent some footage from that in the past. So it is under surveillance. Just to put that out there, in case anybody's listening and wants to do something wrong at the beach, you're gonna get caught. So putting that out there.
60 years ago, I think we all probably did something at the beach. We were all down there drinking back in the day.
Nobody can have fun anymore.
Well,
All right.
I'm saying.
I can't believe you do so bad, Jim.
Now it's Matt. Anybody else, public comment? On once? What's that? Alright. Well, at that point, I'd like to entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn is made, seconded.
All right.
We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, wait, 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 wait,